have you guys ever talked to a Newfoundlander?
No.
They might stay where you're to till I come where you're at. That means stay where you are till I come to you, right? But it's stay where you're to till I come where you're at. Or if they want to have if they want to cut something in quarters, they'll cut it half and two again.
Wow.
So yeah, you got to pay attention when you're talking to them, because when I first started talking to them, is what the hell did you say? Like, talk to me in English. I am.
Actually, I had a conversation with this guy, actually John from Canada, but I was a bit cheeky and I deliberately spoke Aussie slang every bit of the way, right? And he didn't have a bloody clue what I was talking about, right? And he said, "Say that again." And I'm not going to bother doing it here, right? But Chris, you know what I'm talking about. We're all got our own slang, right? And I think he believed that, God, this guy he's speaking to in Thailand doesn't speak English at all. He said to me, "Sounds like you're speaking Hebrew."
I get that. I do get that. When I used to work at a kebab shop, I'd answer the phone and we'd have a lot of people from overseas, and they wouldn't understand me. Like, if I speak really fast, like, I don't know what the hell you're saying. I'm like, I'm speaking English. It's the Queen's English.
Queen's English. I love it. I did try to. What was it the other day? I'm going to apply for my passport, my visa and everything, go to Australia and ride. By God, they want a lot of information. $200 some odd just to process.
Yeah. Actually, Australia's tough on visas, Pat.
Especially COVID.
They're tough, but I mean, they're even tougher on women than they are on men.
Wow. If I get one, I only got 3 months to ride across to Australia. Then they kicked me out. Then I got to leave. I was thinking, if I get on my bicycle, how can they find me in 3 months?
Yeah. True that. True. Exactly. Yeah. Very cool.
Hey, Monica. Nice to see you.
Hello, Monica.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi, John.
Looking good as always. You get younger every year.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, Pat.
Monica.
Hi.
How do you do it, Monica? I mean, you travel all over the darn place, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to travel.
You get younger every darn year.
Yeah.
What's the secret?
Yeah. I think you have to charge yourself with so much love. That's all.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's the filter. Where are you, Pat, at this time?
Right now, I'm in Flagler, Florida. Just north, about 30 some miles north of Daytona. And once this conference is over with, I'm going to pack up and head to Daytona for a few days.
A couple of years back, I wanted to buy myself a tricycle, you call it, because I don't know how to bike. And then I'm going to go see the world of the tricycle.
There you go.
Bicycle?
A tricycle, yeah. A tricycle, yeah. Well, they're for adults. You can even get one, Peter.
Yeah. Well, you got one with training wheels?
Actually, no, they come with 3 big wheels. It's
yeah, they come with
regular size bicycle wheels.
Oh, right. Okay. Hi, Andrew.
I want a motor on mine.
So, what other news is there while we're waiting for people to start? We've got a couple of minutes to go yet. What's been going on?
Canada warmed up. We're back up into the 20s instead of the 4s and 5s. So, hey, summer's back.
For a little while.
Yeah.
Are you talking 20
couple-
degrees?
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Is that Fahrenheit? Fahrenheit or
20 degrees
Celsius?
Fahrenheit or 20 degrees
Yeah.
Celsius?
20 degrees Celsius. The other day, last week, it was 4 Celsius or 38 Fahrenheit. We had snow in the air the other day, and now we're back up into 20 and the nice weather.
It's very nice down here. It's 80 degrees.
Convert it, Pat. What is it, mate? Fahrenheit or
Yeah,
Celsius?
convert-
That'd be
20
Fahrenheit.
25.
Yeah.
It's
It's
25.
And in
That's
modern
80 degrees Fahrenheit is what? In
25.
Celsius?
25.
That's
What
not
you
too bad,
do
though.
is, to get 80, for example, you take 25 twice and add 30.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So it's
Oh, there you go, John.
that's how you convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit.
Yeah, there you go. Makes it easier.
You know, it's always hotter here in Thailand. It's either hot and wet or hot and dry. But there are occasions when the temperature drops, okay? And when it drops below 20, which is maybe once or twice a year, people light fires and stand around fires and go shopping and buy themselves big overcoats and goodness knows what like that to keep warm because it's under 20 degrees.
I was outside this morning just in my shirt and that. It's only 15, which is 60 degrees, and it's not too bad. So, you know, you could go outside at 15 without a coat on.
Right.
I heard that in San Diego. I want to live in San Diego, by the way. Should I start with the main thing? Because the entire throughout the year is 28 degree, not Fahrenheit. It's the 28 degrees. So
similar to Queensland weather.
then I'm coming.
got
to
another
Queensland, doesn't
Aussie.
matter. I want the degrees.
Oh wait, Marksy.
Oh,
Not
Monica,
too bad, mate. Yeah, good to have another fellow Australian.
You should go to Andrew's
Right.
neck of the woods, Monica, the Gold Coast. I mean, goodness gracious me. What a lifestyle.
Don't say it twice.
I'm jealous.
Pretty good.
What
Well,
time
you
is
gotta
it
put
at
in
your end, Andrew?
though.
Sorry.
What time it's there at your place?
10 o'clock. Where are you,
Morning.
Marksy?
It's 11 here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm in New South Wales.
down south.
Yeah, I mean, good old broken down New South Wales.
We have this crazy scenario, don't we, where there's a border town between New South Wales and Queensland, Tweed Heads, Coolangatta, and 2 time zones in the one. You literally cross the road, and you change time zones.
And you guys don't have daylight savings either.
It's madness.
I think we might get started. Bear with me. We are recording. Yes, we are recording. That's good. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 88 of Your Next Level Mastermind. We've just got 6 with us at the moment. No, there's a few more going to join us. I appreciate that. Our topic for the evening or this morning or wherever you are is called, how do you introduce your services? And I've got a bit of a surprise for you. I'd like to share with you on that as well, just before you do that. Okay. But for those who are watching the replay, please make sure you reach out to these people who are here. They give up their time and their knowledge and their expertise and their enjoyment to join here and to share with you their thoughts about a whole range of things, including their specialty areas and their thoughts on the topic about how do you introduce your services? Because for many people, that's a bit of a challenge. How do you go about introducing what you do when you talk to people? That's what the topic's all about. And by the way, I can't claim any ownership of the topic. Thank you very much, John Allen, because I didn't have a clue what to talk about. And he said, why don't you do that? So he gave me the topic. So thank you, John. Okay, so please make sure you also put your contact details in the chat, everybody, so then people can reach out and connect with you, and I'll be putting this up on YouTube sometime before the weekend. So with that in mind, let's get started. And I'm going to start the reverse way. I'm going to start with Marksy. I'm going to start with.
Oh God.
You don't want to start? I can.
No, that's all right. No, I don't mind starting. That's okay. It's a bit different for once. Normally, I think I'm towards the end.
Well, I'm going to start with you, Chris, followed by Andrew.
Excellent. So, what's the topic again? How do we introduce our services?
No, we can talk about that later. What you do right now is just talk about what you do.
Too easy. So I'm a website designer, consultant, trying to really find my title. Entrepreneur, I guess, is what you'd call me. Manage about 8 businesses currently. God, Christ, I'm not really prepared. Next time I'm gonna have to come with like a sheet of paper or something,
That's
like
all right.
stick it up on the wall,
I'll
up on the wall here where I can just.
Yeah.
But then you might notice, like, why does his eyes keep looking up in that
Doesn't
direction?
matter, just relax. You've got a fancy microphone. That's all you need, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but you've
and all
got you've got 8 businesses, Chris, right?
yeah.
So, okay, I'll help you here. What are the problems you solve for your potential client?
So just finding more customers. They don't know how to create content. They're not sure about the tools to use. Sales process, marketing. They're just unsure, so they reach out. They consider me a leader, an expert in my field, so that's why they've decided to work with me. Some people would like laugh and be like, "Oh, I manage 200 plus like businesses or whatever," but I'm quite comfortable at the rate that I'm going. I'd say we've probably generated at least $2 million within a year, within 8 businesses. So I'd say that's not too bad.
That is
Prices are pretty good.
fantastic.
Pay about $5 per lead. So yeah, crushing it. Absolutely crushing it.
So make sure, Chris, you put your contact details in the chat, all right?
Will do.
Because your services could be very much in demand, all right? Please make sure you do that.
Well, I'll do that now, actually, before we move on to someone else.
One last thing before we move on from you. Who are you looking for this week in particular? Anyone in particular? What type of ideal client would you be looking for?
Yeah, I'm trying to sell a hotel website. I'm going to refurbish a hotel website because I actually lost a client this week to a competitor. So I'm going to sell their website. I mean, the layout's already there. So I've been for the past couple of days, I've been contacting local businesses because I thought it'd be a bit of a FU to own your competitor's website in the local space. Just be like, you know what I mean? And it's a really good website too. So that's been my pitch. I've been like, wouldn't it be a really good FU to your competitor if you own their website? But like most cold calls, people are just like, bro, just leave me the hell alone, So yeah, that's what I'm really focusing on this week. I've also got to build another website for my girlfriend because she's just started to scale. So we've moved from client acquisition to employee retainers because we're having issues with like retaining employees. So we've moved from acquisition to retaining. So got to acquire some new employees too, but we're setting up all the stuff, so really busy week. Lots to do. Like all the stuff to do, when you get confused, you're like, oh my God, and like I'm jammering on because I got so much to do. My brain's just
slow down, Marty. Slow down every time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew Kavanagh, followed by Monica.
Evening all. Andrew here from WHYse Choices. We help committed business owners to turn their franchised or family-run business into a highly profitable, well-oiled machine, working less in the business whilst making more from it. Do I need to add any further?
Well, who are you looking for this week in particular, Andrew?
Who am I looking for? I'm actually reaching out to franchise businesses, franchisees in particular, although I'm more than happy to speak to franchisors who are looking to improve their relationship with their franchisees. Having spent 25 years in a franchise system, I know the difference between a great franchisor and a terrible franchisor because I've had both and a few of them in between. And the key is that respect, that balance of realizing that either side is stronger through the amalgamation and the working together of both parties, and that those franchisors who try to capitalize over their franchisees, or franchisees that feel that they can cut corners and do things their own way, ends up with everybody losing out.
Okay, great service, Andrew. Thank you very much indeed, my man.
Thank you, Peter.
Monica Periade. Hello, Brenda. Nice to see you. And Monica Periade, followed by Brenda.
Hi, Brenda. Nice to see you too. Hello, everyone. My name is Monica Periade. Limitation, low self-esteem, lack of motivation, low performances, self-doubt, anxiety, loneliness, difficulty in making quick decisions, scarcity mindset, or simpler said, a scarcity mentality, low self-care and sleep disorder, anxiety, overwhelm, and stress. All these affects our well-being and lifestyle. They all have in common negative self-talk, the voice internal, external, the voices we listen to our mind or to the naysayer. So who do I serve? I serve women who deal with self-doubt, with low level of self-esteem due to stress or toxicity at work or home or various reasons. But anyway, again, we go to the internal self-talk or to the naysayer, to toxicity. So this week, I'm looking for like-minded people or someone who has a podcast that wants to invite me and have a mindful conversation. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Monica. You are a woman of extreme talents. There's no doubt about that. Okay. I was very impressed when you went through that list. In fact, I have to think, how the heck can you remember all that?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the secret to myself.
Do. That's good. Brenda Sheldrake, good to see you. And before you say anything, Brenda, thank you from the bottom of my heart for the lovely words you said in another session today about our family here. I really appreciate it. Brenda spoke very kindly about us, and I really took that to heart. So thank you, Brenda. You're a special lady. So Brenda, followed by Bonnie Hewitt.
So I help busy entrepreneurs to stop wasting time on meetings that don't produce results by showing them how to generate more qualified leads for their business through relationship building. Everything I do is through relationship building. And that's why I love this group so much, because I feel that everyone here focuses on relationships and on helping each other. And that's how I help my clients.
Thank you, Brenda, and you do it extremely well. Bonnie Hewitt, nice to see you. How are the children? Are they fit and healthy this week?
We're working on it, as you can tell. I'm going to keep it brief. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll listen very carefully. Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm going to be training for the next 3 days. So this is going to be interesting. This week I am working with individuals, helping to calm the chaos. I am running a free 3-day challenge starting today at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested or know somebody who is struggling with anxiety, please send them to me. We're going to be working for about an hour each day on different parts. We'll talk about awareness, finding out what's causing your anxiety, really getting down to the bottom of that, how to remove and reduce those triggers that are bothering you, and then what to do with what's left over, which is what's in our control and what's not in our control. And so I'm happy to share that with anybody who's interested. Like I said, I'm going to keep it brief because my voice is like this today. Feel free. I'm going to drop my LinkedIn in the chat, but you can find me at Bonnie Hewitt on LinkedIn. Thanks, Peter. Thanks,
thank
everyone.
you, Bonnie. And for those, there is a post in the group also with information and a link in there as well. So good luck with your challenge, Bonnie. Well done. Good luck indeed. Okay, Afshin Noohi, followed by John Allen.
Hello, everybody. Hello, John. Hello, Patrick. How are you guys doing? What I do is I help small businesses, and I'll ask you this question. As a small business owner, do you have a marketing follow-up plan for those people who inquire about your services, but they don't come back? So they call you or they made an appointment, but they don't show up, or they make an appointment, they come, and then you never hear from them. If you have such a people, we can help you to get those people back to come back to you and use your services again. There is marketing campaign that you can do in a very affordable price to help them to come back. And my guarantee is that if after a month you are not completely happy with our services, our service is free until you are happy. Okay, thank you.
So if the customers lie to you, they don't pay for the services.
Well, I mean, things are going to show themselves after a while. If you find that out, then that's a different story. But I would say most people are honest, and we will know the results anyways. With the campaigns that we run, we will find out if it's working or not.
Ashwin, I was being naughty. I was being naughty. Don't worry about it.
I know. But that's a good point. You know, that's a good point.
Okay, thank you very much, Ashwin. It's a great
Thank you.
Anyway, John Allen, followed by Patrick Kern.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world you're in. I'm John D. Allen, of Allen Small Business Coaching. I specialize in helping small business entrepreneurs that are having problems attracting their ideal prospects, converting those prospects into paying customers or clients so they can not only fill their short-term cash flow gaps, but also go on to build their long-term financial goals. What I'm looking for this week is just people to chat with, because I don't know whether I'm the right person for them or not, but to have a talk to see whether it can help them. If I can, that's great. If I can't, I'll refer them to somebody who can. So, you know, again, if you know somebody that's having challenges in these areas, please have them contact me. I'll put my information in the chat and go from there. Thanks, Peter.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much indeed. Mr. Bike Rider, Patrick Kern, over to you.
Good morning, everyone, here on this beautiful sunny day here in Florida. Right now, I'm presently in the Flagler, Florida area, heading down to Daytona and on over to Orlando for the company I'm affiliated with, working with, promote their business with Josh and Jenna Swagel, My Daily Choice, the House of Brands. They've got so many different brands out. You can pick one, choose one, buy one, sell one, make a little bit of income for your back pocket. It's a beautiful thing. They've been in business now for 6 years, and they are debt-free company. They don't owe nobody nothing. Everything is done in-house. And I'm looking for somebody who wants to change their lives a little bit and help other people out to enjoy life. And by the way, I don't have a website no more, just to let you know. I'm working on a new one. Things got messed up on a bike ride. So it's all good. Thank you.
Wondering, where are you now, Patrick?
I'm in what they call, this right north of Flagler, Florida. On my way down to Daytona.
The thing I love about you, Patrick Kern, is, I mean, everything can fall around the place with you and you still got a smile on your face. I reckon that is fantastic.
Smile is the profile.
Smile is the profile. Amen.
And I'll let you know how many miles I've done next week when I get to Orlando total. I tried to figure it up last night, but I messed up and I was half asleep.
Okay, Joy Healy, nice to see you.
Hi, apologies for being late.
Lovely to see you. No apologies required at all, Joy. Over to you.
Right, thank you. I'm Joy Healy from Norwich in the United Kingdom, and I help baby boomers who didn't plan for a comfortable retirement, so they're interested in making an extra income online, full-time or part-time. The three problems people wanting to start a business are lack of technical expertise, lack of time, and lack of money. I can help these problems be solved for many with the training I'm following that aims to turn failed opportunity seekers into fully trained affiliate marketers. So this week, I'm looking for failed opportunity seekers who now realize that push button software doesn't work and they're ready to learn how to run an affiliate marketing business the right way. Thank you.
Well done, Joy. Thank you very much indeed. Before we start on the topic, I've got some apologies. Yvonne Jones, she's going to be joining us from November. She told us before, because she's always a really great supporter of ours. She can't make it until then because she's got commitments. Malcolm Watson, Anthony Pacelli, Santa Claus. Santa Claus can't talk very well. That's a bit of unfair for Santa Claus. I don't know what you did to him, Patrick Kern, but he's not very well, mate.
I hope I didn't do anything. We talked a lot.
Anyway, he apologised. He'll be here next week. Penny Kennedy, of course, she's always a wonderful supporter. She'll be here as soon as she can. Tom Petty, Martha Mock can't be here. Her better half's having a birthday today. I even sang him happy birthday, to be quite frank. And he even said thank you for it. And I told him I'll take singing lessons for next year. And Pat Dry, who is a really good supporter of ours, and he's doing grandfather duties right now. So our topic is, how do you introduce your services? But before you do that, I just want to share a little PowerPoint presentation with you, just to whet your appetite. So bear with me, Tick, and if I lose you, my sincere apologies here. Okay, can you see that?
Yeah.
When introducing your services, how well do you read faces of people? Okay. And I'm sharing this with you because I'm actually in the middle of a training program now that I'm upskilling myself on so I can help my clients do an even better job. But I'm still in the learner phase, so don't ask me any difficult questions, right? But have a look at this one. Which face looks the most confident? 1, 2, or 3?
3.
3? Anyone else?
2.
Okay.
3.
Okay.
I
Well,
think
the correct-
Look at the eyes.
2,
2 for sure.
2, 2.
Yeah, look at the eyes in 3.
2.
Yeah, I'm changing my 2.
Well, to be quite frank, it could be either 2 or 3. It's definitely not 1. 1 is the least confident. Okay, and there's a reason for that, but I'm not going to go through all the theory just yet, but I just want to share that with you.
The eyes.
Now, have a look at this. Is this guy an action taker or an analytical thinker? And what I want you to look really carefully at that photograph, and look at his eyelids. Right? Can you see his eyelids? Are they exposed or are they concealed? Can you see his eyelids? Yes or no?
Concealed, yes.
2, 3.
Right. Because if you can see people's eyelids, then they're an action taker. So
Right.
this guy is an action taker. Let's look at the next one. Can you see her eyelids?
No.
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 So when you're talking to someone like her and you're introducing your services to them, she's an analytical thinker. She is not a quick action taker. You're going to have to convince her. I just thought you'd find this interesting. This one here, is she an action taker or an analytical thinker? Can you see the eyelids?
Food
Yeah.
bank.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's an action taker. You can see her eyelids, right? What about this guy? Is he an action taker or an analytical thinker?
Thinker.
Correct. And why?
Can't see his
No
eye.
eyelids.
You can't see his eyelids. All right. So that's one little lesson. It's quick.
His eyes are squinting.
Here's another one. When you're talking to people, do they have a dry, wit and sense of humor, or do they take things personally, right? Now, the way to assess this is to look at, can you see me as well as that thing? Is the distance between the bottom of your nose and the top of your lips. All right. The larger that is, the more humor you have in you. the smaller it is between the bottom of your nose and the top of your lips, the more likely you are to take things personally. So to help you, this lady has a very good sense of humor and a dry wit because she has a large area between her nose and the top of her lips. Can you see that?
That's Yvonne.
But it's not Yvonne, but yeah, it looks like, yeah.
It looks like her.
Yeah. And she's got a good sense of humor, by the way.
Aye.
What about this lady? Does she take things personally or she got a sense of humor?
Take things personally.
Personally.
Right. Can you see the difference between the distance in her nose and top of her lip? It's very small, right? Very small. What about this guy?
Good sense of humour.
Good sense of humor, right? He doesn't take things personally because there's a distance between his nose and his lips, okay? This is a way to assess, are people, do they have high or low tolerance levels? And the way you do this is the width between their eyes. Okay? The width between their eyes. Look at that lady there.
Very wide.
Very wide. So she has a very high tolerance level. I will show you more next time, okay? The bottom line is the width of people's eyes. The closer they are together, the lower their tolerance is. The further apart they are, and everyone's looking at each other to see where their eyes are.
I know, it's great. Started something.
So I just thought I'd share those little bits with you to see where it's all about. Okay.
You can't see mine with my mustache.
But now I know why.
I'm actually looking at myself.
Yeah. By the way, there's no right or wrong about that. Whether you have a low or a high tolerance, or it's just the way that you need to be able to treat people. That's
Right.
And that's just a smattering of what I've been trying to get my head around over the last week. But it's extremely powerful. Because just think about this. If you could sum up what a person is like, okay, within 15 or 20 seconds before you even said a word to them, it would really help you in the way that you were going to address them in the first place. And this facial recognition program that I'm in the middle of will do exactly that. Think of the power that will give. Incredible, right? Scary when you think about it.
Yeah, that's it is.
Anyway, all right. How do you introduce your services? Who would like to go first? Click the reactions button and I'll take you in the order you've got. Okay. John, you've got your hand up, I can see there. And I saw you waving your hand, Pat, so I'll do John first, followed by you, Pat. Okay, John, how do you introduce your services?
The best way that I do it is by sending out an initial request to have a 15-minute quick chat and to talk to them about personal, not talk about business, to get to know each other on a personal basis. Because I believe we do business based on relationships, not just on transactional, give me your money and, you know, we're gone. So we need to build business. We build businesses with people we know, like, and trust. So if you get to know a little bit about that person before you have an actual business conversation, it goes a lot easier and people are a lot more apt to talk to you because you've established some kind of a relationship with them. That's one of the best things that I do. Thanks, Peter.
Good, John. Good. So you get to know people on a personal level, okay, and treat them as a real person rather than a business owner, right?
Correct. You know, nobody wants to be just another number. We've all been with people that, you know, as soon as they meet you, it's buy my stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the last person you want to deal with. You want to deal with somebody you feel comfortable with.
Right. And probably you also want to deal with people you feel comfortable with, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Patrick Kern, what about you, my man? How do you introduce your services?
John explained it very well. You like to get on a personal level with the person you're talking to on a phone or in person. And that's what I love to do. I love to get to know them, then share with them a little bit about me. to get on that equal level with each other. Then, you know, through the process of getting to know them and their pains and anything, then you can slowly introduce what you do. And some people take it very, oh, okay, that's cool. Then some people say, I'm not interested. Okay, that's all right too. But when you are, let me know. What I get a lot is people just sending me links after links after links. Don't even ask permission. You know, if you ask somebody, if I go to Monica, hey, I got something I want you to take a look at. I think you might be very interested. May I send you a link? If she answers, no, thank you, I went, okay, that's okay. And I'll come back with a nice comment, say thank you. You know, that's how I introduce my products or what I do. Thank you.
So Pat, the secret to your success is that you ask permission, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's common courtesy and common sense. So good, I agree with that. I agree.
Right. I made one mistake a couple of years ago. I met this guy on Facebook. And without getting permission, I sent him a link. I was so excited about what was going on. And he wrote back to Pat, we need to talk. I went, okay. So we sat there. I had a video talk. He said, Pat, you're doing this all wrong. I said, just don't send links out, get permission first. And that's where that all started. I went, okay, yeah, that's very understand. I can see that now.
Good.
So I asked for permission first before I send them out.
Good. Because if somebody came to your house and didn't knock on the door, just opened it and walked in, how would you feel?
Violated.
Yeah.
I would hurt them.
Right. And that's basically what it is. If you don't ask permission, that's exactly what you're doing. Right?
Correct.
Andrew, what about you, my man? How do you go about introducing your services and all this complicated lease stuff that you talk about?
Well, as you very well know, Peter, I introduce myself very differently now than I did a few months ago. And I think maybe John Allen has the same mentor. It really is just about getting to know and understand the other person on a personal level before we do introduce ourselves to our business. Nobody likes to be sold. And yeah, it really is just finding that resonance between yourself and the other person. Do I want to do business with this person? Do I want to reveal what I do and how I do it? And when we move to that position, again, it's all about finding as much about the other person first before, rather than just having a standard line. Having said that, I listened to a gentleman by the name of Steve Brosnan, who you know very well, and I'm going to have the privilege of actually hearing him tomorrow. And I took his advice this morning as a networking meeting as to how he introduces himself. Now, when he was put on the spot on the call last night, and I used this morning, and it went something down the lines of, have you ever been to a local business where every time you go in that business, you recognize the faces? They are the owners of the business. It might be a mom and pop business or a franchise business, and they're there. No matter what time of the day you call, they're there and they're ready to serve, and they serve you well. And then you go into that business one day and they're nowhere to be seen, but you still receive the same fantastic service, but different faces. Well, that's likely because they've spoken to me. I'm Andrew from WHYse Choices, and I help frustrated business owners who are feel tied and chained to their business, and I help them free themselves from the business without losing their business.
Well said. Well said.
But I have to say, have to thank Steve for that.
Yeah, Steve's been one of the best in the world for a long, long time. And another Aussie, by the way, right? How about that?
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, and I don't know whether you realise with Steve Brosnan, he was also a champion athlete.
I didn't know.
Yeah, champion. He was an Australian champion track and field athlete. In fact, my son, who's an Olympian in track and field as well, he and Steve know each other pretty well. It's a small world. It's a small world.
I shall pass on your regards to him tomorrow.
Good on you. He's a good man. Brenda, how do you introduce your services?
I would say that I resonate with the things that everyone has said so far. That for me, the first thing is to build the relationship, to see whether they are somebody that I would want to do business with. I agree 100% with everything that John said. Then what Patrick said, asking that permission before doing anything. And that includes not even for me, I don't send links out, but asking them permission to share with them what I do, to share with them a possible solution.
Oh, yeah.
And when I'm sharing that solution, I'm asking them questions to make sure that the solution fits them. And I'm also, I'm asking questions to make sure that I'm going in the right direction and that it is a good fit as we go along. So there's a lot of questions, asking a lot of questions. And that means that there has to be a lot of listening.
By you.
Yes. Yeah.
In other words, you're making them the center of attention.
Yes. Yeah. That sums it up pretty completely. Yes. Thank you, Peter.
Good. Well done. Well done. Thank you, Brenda. Okay. Who's next? Chris, how do you go about introducing your 8 businesses? So how many have you got?
Doing there? For me, well, lately, like, I've been so busy with theirs, I haven't been focusing on myself. So lately, I've got an employee, so it's made it a lot easier for me to focus. But I just want to say that I agree with everyone else. Like, when you first start out, maybe as like an entrepreneur or sole proprietor, you're probably hitting people up and trying to sell everything. Sling as much, if I dare say it, crap on the internet. You know what I mean? But after a while, you realize that's not the way to go. So the way we do it is through content marketing and PPC, but we focus on like the keywords and stuff like that. But like in our ads, like indirect, like with our direct ads, we just use the keywords and stuff. But with our content marketing, like blogs and whatever else, even social media posts, so like social rather than search, we use like problem solution. So like we think of the problem or we create it. It's putting an idea in their head, not just saying like buy our products. But like, I've seen our competitors, like we look at our competitors and we're like, man, we're going to smoke these people. And we do really well, like, because all they do is they make a post and it's really robotic. They're just like, you read it and you're just like, oh man, this is so boring. And you just get to the end, it's just like the number. They're like, oh, we got these. And they're trying to make it sound really exciting, but it's not. You're like, bro, you're so robotic. But when we write, like, just to give an example, like the other day we attacked a car wash, but like with regulations, like you got to be compliant at the same time. You can't directly attack another business, that's illegal. So we say things like, I work for a company, like a detailing company. They're rather high end. So the way that we attack their competitors was we wrote a post, but indirectly offended them. You know what I mean? So it was against the car wash. So we're saying we write blog posts like 3 reasons why you should visit a car detailer and not a car wash. And the next one is I read an article online that said that the brushes at car washes damage high-end vehicles. So we wrote about that too. Like, so we put ideas in people's heads, give them the problem, and then provide the solution. And that's all we do. And it works really well.
Good.
So that's how we introduce our services through content.
Okay. By the way, cheers, Patrick. Ride carefully, mate. Ride carefully. Okay. Back to you, Chris. In terms of helping your client base, when it comes to the content creation, do you do all that?
Nah, so I've come up with a set of processes. So like if we need to onboard any new employees, we've got SOPs, like standard operating procedures.
Yeah.
So if like at any point, so we outsource to like the Philippines, so we can give them really small tasks. What was the question again? Sorry, Pat, I got drifted off there a little bit.
My question was, when it comes to content marketing, because that's what one of your specialty
Oh
areas.
no, yeah, sorry. We've got standard operating procedures. So we just look at the documentation and we can repeat the process again and again and again.
Do you create it from scratch?
It took years. It took 2017. I started like in business, and I just slowly started to learn things, and I realized that like, bro, you got to document all this stuff. Otherwise you forget it. You get really confused. You're like, what's my next task? You know what I mean? And then when you get a really good process, you just, what's the point of changing it? You just tweak little things and just keep doing the same thing, and it produces money every time.
Okay, and with that content marketing and with your keyword research, you can pretty well guarantee people get placed pretty well within Google in terms of searching for keywords.
Yeah, with the keyword, yeah, it's good for search engine optimization. The blog posts, but I wouldn't really say social media, but it's still as powerful. The blog posts are powerful and it's good for SEO, but as for like social is, you know what I mean? Like you got to have some sort of ads running for it to be, but it's the content, for it to be content rich. You know what I mean? Even a social post to have some sort of thought to it is really powerful, rather than just saying, oh, we do this, we do that, here's our number.
On social media, if you do it that way, people won't listen to it anyway.
Yeah, the blog posts are more so the keyword research and building. But say like a hotel, one of the hotels we did manage, some of the businesses are pulling like 20 to 30, maybe 50 searches a month, like organic searches. So I mean, it's a no-brainer, really. Like if you're not writing blog posts, I don't know what you're doing, you know what I mean? It's king. Content is king. Like the blog posts, SEO, the whole shebang.
That is a perfect segue to you, Joy Healy, because you are the queen of blogging.
Well, it's good to hear that, because I sometimes wonder if I'm wasting my time with blogging. But I do a lot of blogging, and I ask people to opt into email lists, because what I want to do is sort of take a broad approach and filter people down. And because our training is delivered on video, I ask them to show some commitment by reading the blog posts and watching the videos, because quite honestly, if they won't devote that amount of time, we're not going to be a good fit for each other. I encourage them to reach out to me for conversations, email help, etc. But if most of my work, this is because I'm very part-time, and if they won't spend the time watching the videos, and our back office tracks how far they've watched the videos, and so if people just come back and say, I need help, I can look and say, well, have you watched the videos I've sent you? And so that's how I do it. So it's a bit of a filtering process to find from a broad brush approach. Yeah, no, I'm just pleased to hear that I'm not completely wasting my time blogging.
One of the reasons I picked this topic is because online is becoming more and more truncated in terms of people's attention span, right? Really getting very short. In fact, I don't know what it is lately. It depends which platform you're on, okay? But the popular platforms of late, such as the TikToks of this world, have got people into a 15-second time frame, okay? So if you're sitting there on social media, I mean, I did one the other day, a video that took, I don't know, 7 or 8 minutes. I wasn't expecting it to work miracles. That wasn't the purpose of the whole thing. But I know that I was stretching it to get people to watch it for 7 or 8 minutes. because there's so much distraction and there's so much, going on in the social media arena. So, and that's.
Can I throw a curveball in there, Peter?
Pardon?
Can I throw a curveball into that comments or some of those comments just made?
Yes, by all means.
A lot of people talking about this lack of attention span and the importance of TikTok, and you need to be moving into these fast sessions and all the rest of it. But how big a factor do you think comes into who your target audience is?
Oh, huge.
Because for people like myself, the baby boomers and things like that, yeah, don't get me wrong, I enjoy a little bit of mindless watching TikToks. I go there for fun. When I'm seeking expertise, when I'm seeking an answer or solving a problem, I'm more than prepared, if the article's well written, to read a long article and, if necessary, watch a long video, even though I might watch it in 2 times speed these days.
Well, I mean, I agree with you, Andrew, and it's a valid point. Your target audience will be a big factor. For me, my target audience do read. Okay, they will spend more time than 15 seconds. I use a lot of short stories, okay, that might take 3 or 4 minutes to read, not 10 seconds, right? But they're quite popular and they do the job. They're very successful. So yeah, it does depend on your target audience. I agree.
So just another thing there as well, and I think you've sent me material like this as well, Peter, is to split a video. If you've got a 20-minute video, split it into 4 5-minute videos or 5 4-minute videos. And people would, it's quite strange because I actually notice my own behavior. When I see a 20-minute video, it's like, oh, 20 minutes. When I see 5 4-minute videos in a row, bang, bang, it looks more attractive.
Yes. All right. Yogesh, nice to see you, by the way. I didn't forget to acknowledge you, but I want to go to Monica first. What about you, Monica? How do you go about introducing that whole range of services that you blew us away with when we first started?
Unless I'm into sort of connected already with potential clients, I don't go about introducing my services, but I think the social media presence kind of does that for us. And one of the service, but the screen at the back, it does, my book. But I agree with Pat and with Brenda. She's a good listener too. I agree with Pat that introducing our services should happen after we connect, we build some kind of trust, and we see some kind of interests from the people we want to introduce our services. Obviously depends on the services. Mine are completely different from something that Marksy or Brenda offers, or you, Peter. So yeah, it's all depending. Thank you.
Okay, well said. Of course, the importance also is not how you introduce your services, but when.
Absolutely.
Think that through, okay?
Absolutely.
Yogesh.
Hi, everyone. Well, I work a lot with children. So my approach has always been offering schools and universities and parents directly. It's usually through WhatsApp or Instagram, because I was living in Indonesia and I'm in China, so it's different. I'm not really focusing much on what I do, but I built my online academy and I'm just letting that run now. I'm not training in public speaking anymore as of now, but earlier when I was approaching them directly. And recently I tried TikTok and Instagram, posting a few short reels and videos, and I had people reach out to me from different countries saying that we want to improve our public speaking. So I'd say I try any approach. I'm not fixed on one approach. Whatever works. If the direct approach has not been working, I'll try something else. Just day before was Diwali, so I hadn't done a live in a long time, and I just went live and I did a 8-minute video saying I'm selling my $1,000 course for $200 to the next 10 people, and whoever's interested can reach out to me. So I'll try any and every approach, whatever works, and if it doesn't work, I'll just change my approach.
Good. Before we wrap up, anyone else got some last thoughts? Going once, going twice. Monica, yes?
Yeah, so basically I received, like everybody else, tons of links and all that kind of things. I'm only accessing links and messages from the people I directly know. So what I mean to say, everything is based on trust, living now in this online space. So I think it's Brenda invites me, Peter invites me to something, John invites me, Yogesh, whoever invites me, I will go, because I know the value of that person and the value of that invitation. So I think even presenting our services goes as far as that.
It's called visibility. That's right. Being visible. By the way, food for thought. You might think this is rather a silly thing, but I stand by this. But I never, ever use anyone else's calendar. If people want to talk with me, they use my calendar. I don't use theirs. I never, ever do that, all right? And there's a reason for that. And it's because if they're using my calendar, then I'm controlling what's going on. I'm not trying to squeeze my time into their time. My time is important to me, and I want to control when I'm available, okay? I don't want to fit into when they're available. So food for thought, okay? Because it's a matter of positioning yourself as an authority as well. And if you just follow a lot of other people's calendars, then you're really at their mercy in terms of they're caring for their time, but they're just using you.
Sorry to interject, Peter, but because sometimes you say things that have happened recently in my life. Like I got an email, like the things that you're saying, I'm like, bro, like you know, it's actually happening with it. Like I recently got an email. It's funny because I was thinking about that. I received an email from someone. I was meant to book a meeting. We had constant back and forth, and they were like, what's your times that you're available? And I was like, come on, man, just like book me in. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to book in with them, and they were asking for my calendar. And it's funny that you would say that, because I literally had an experience just the other day, exactly what you're talking about. Sending like my calendar whenever I'm booking in with someone, like they wanted my calendar, but I was like, no, bro, I'm booking in with you. You know what I mean? But there was that constant back and forth of, you know what I mean? Like what's the time zones and whatever else. But if you use a calendar, you know exactly what time zones and stuff, and without the back and forth of, yeah, it's just funny that you would say.
My point wasn't just the calendar. My point was using my calendar.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I've thought the exact same thing. Crazy that you would say that. Yeah. But anyway.
Okay. Thanks, mate. No. All right. Anything else before we finish? Going once, twice. Thank you very much, everybody, for your contribution as always. I will leave you a little message in the next 30 minutes, because I love to do that, because it's my way of thanking you personally. It's also a message to each of you to differentiate yourself in terms of the way you deal with people, because my messages are all based on gratitude and appreciation for you giving and sharing your time, your expertise and your services. So, okay, take care, everybody. Thank you very much once again.
Love you guys. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Take care.
Bye.